Welcome to the West Point Lake Update. My name's Rocky Millenbine, Park Ranger for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We're right now at Amity Campground at the Alabama Handicapped Hunt. Behind me, the hunters have come in from their morning hunt for lunch, but we're going to grab a couple of them and do some interviews. So stay tuned because we have a great show. Welcome back. With us now we have Mr. Daniel Browder, one of the participants on this year's Handicapped Hunt. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here, Rocky.
And Daniel, you had a really successable morning this morning.
I did.
Correct?
I had a really good morning. Got up this morning, a little bit cold, but like I said, that gets everything moving. Went out to stand over on 13, close to one of the, where you got one of the food plots planted.
Sure.
About 7:30, a 8-point come through pushing the doe, trailing the doe, and I harvested the doe, big doe, harvested her, and about 10 minutes later the buck came back through, slipping through the backside, and was able to harvest him too. So it was a very successful morning.
Great, and you know, as you said, it's a little bit chilly this morning, right. But for hunting, it can't get any better weather than this.
Exactly. It's got them up on their feet, and that's what you need. If they don't move, you can't harvest them.
Yeah, that's right. And you're a very avid hunter, Daniel, correct?
Yeah, I am. I hunt every minute I can when I'm off work. I try to hunt.
There you go. And have you had a good year so far?
No, not too good. It's been the deer have been very nocturnal this year. I hunt down in South Alabama, and we have a lot of hunting pressure. And when you get a lot of hunting pressure, the deer, they're going to adjust. They're smart. Sure. So they've went almost completely nocturnal. Even on our game cameras, they're moving after dark. Yeah. So it was really a blessing to get to come up here and hunt with you guys and feel the cooler. That'll get me, Hey, that's right. It's two-pronged because you guys are getting this opportunity to come into an area that's easily accessible for hunting. Mm-hmm. And we've got we're in an Amity campground right now, which has an abundance of deer, right. Almost maybe too many deer. Yeah, a lot of deer. Yeah, and it is, and it gives, like I said, you get a chance to balance the herd, and you get a chance for us to fill the freezer, and not to mention, the fellowship with all the guys from you guys. Absolutely. And Hunters for Christ. It's just, this one's always on my calendar first thing. This hunt's one I lock in. Okay, I can do this hunts later, but this hunt's got to be. That's right. You got to get that meat schedule. In the freezer. Yeah, exactly. And you've been doing this hunt for a long time, Daniel, correct? Yeah, I think since probably back in '90. I got paralyzed in '94. And I think I started coming to this hunt in '96, '97. Mm-hmm. It's grown. It went from 1 or 2 rangers and 5 disabled hunters to what, 12, 13 hunters? I think 16 signed up this year. Yeah, so it's really grown. And like I said, all the help and everything, it's really cool to get out and get to hunt around other hunters with disabilities and see how they have adjusted. You can get ideas from them to help you be a more successful hunter, and then having these guys to come out and help us track the deer and recover. That's again a real blessing. To come out and have all that provided for you. Right. For us. Yeah, and that's what we're here for. It's a way that we can kind of give back a little bit, and you know what? It's like I said, you got the dual purpose, but this Amity Campground, it's a great place to hunt. There's lots of deer, and you're able to get your wheelchair into areas fairly easily and be able to see plenty of deer. Yeah, there is, and the campground, being set up as a campground, like you said, anywhere. I'm pretty mobile. I'm a para is really strong, but you got quads who hunt here out of power chairs who were not meant for the woods, and they were able to adapt and accommodate them, and so everybody gets to hunt. So that's a cool thing, it's great because you can just camp here at the campground. A lot of the guys camp. I know you had a long drive this morning. I did. I did. I drove in a long ways. Yeah, but a lot of the guys, they're able to camp here, and then at daybreak, kind of get out and not take too much time, and it makes it just as easy as possible. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. And is that what brings you back every year? The hunting, the deer is one thing. Every year I kind of count on this one. That's the way I can, put some meat in the freezer. But also just the fellowship. Like you said, I've been coming for a long time, and a lot of these guys have. A lot of these same faces have been coming for the last 15, 16 years. You kind of look forward to meeting everybody, catching up, and seeing what's
almost like a little family reunion.
Yeah, it almost is. It almost is. Yeah. the guys from Hunters for Christ and the guys from the disabled guys, you know, we're on a first name basis. A lot of us talk to each other, you know, away from here during the year. So you know, it's the hunt itself has, you know, made lasting friendships, you know, between people who would otherwise probably never have even met.
Right, and you mentioned Hunters for Christ, and it's just a wonderful organization that helps out. It's been helping out for years here with this hunt, and what all do they provide for you?
They, this morning, I pulled in this morning probably about 4:30 this morning, and those guys were already up and had breakfast going. So I mean, you know, they, you know, cook breakfast, you know, make sure they got a fire, everybody can get warm, you know, which, you know, can be an issue with paras and quads, but they do everything. I mean, all the way across the board. They take us out, they just help you set up stand, put the stand up for you, you know, come sit with you to make sure you don't need anything while you, usually a guide goes out with you, and they, you know, track the deer, skin the deer, put the deer in the cooler for you. You know, it's pretty much curbside service. You know, it's almost good as McDonald's, just drive through.
Well, and it's one of those things with these volunteer organizations like this, they really are the thing that drives this event, and we couldn't do it without them.
Right.
And, but, you know, you're, like you said, you get around pretty well.
Right.
Do you need any special equipment to actually hunt with?
Usually, you know, yeah, you have to, when you're paralyzed or especially upper body, you know, you lose your upper body balance. So you have to have adaptive, a lot of times, to get a steady shot, most of the time we have to have some type of adaptive equipment to help steady the rifle, you know, because, you know, the rifles, you know, are in heavy. So shooting sticks, we also have to have, I have a cart that, you know, is fixed up to get me back in the woods, you know, a little 4-wheel drive. It's like a souped up golf cart. Bad boy buggies. Most of those you can put hand controls on just like you can a car, you know, and get back in the woods with those and hunt. And other than that, you know, just somewhere to hunt, to hunt, you know, and that you can get into and hunt. It's all you need.
There's some pretty amazing equipment out here, though. Some of the guys have some like scissor lift type things on a four-wheeler. I mean,
right.
I mean, that's just, it's that's like, where do they come up with this?
Yeah, I have no idea. You know, I think where there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly.
You know? And there's, I saw the one with the four-wheeler with the lift gate was pretty cool.
And like you said, the people that are here, you know, are avid outdoorsmen. They want to be out there, and that's why they're you know, building things like this. Is because hunting is just a way of life for you guys.
Yeah, it is. It's, you know, it's a generational thing. Most of these guys, all these guys, were hunting before they were disabled. You know, and so it's just, you know, it's cool it's one of those family traditions things that it's cool to find a way around, you know, the obstacles that life kind of gives you, you know, sometimes, where you can continue, you know, those traditions and continue to hunt and enjoy it, because a lot of these guys, you know, this is their hobby. This is what they do. They don't play tennis, they don't play basketball, they hunt.
Right,
you know? Exactly. And
so
it's, it's pretty cool to have all the guys and have the equipment and have the availability to do this hunt.
Great. Well, Daniel, I appreciate you so much, first off, for being on the show, and congratulations on the deer that you harvested this morning, and good luck if you're going out for the rest of the weekend.
I will. Thank you.
All right, and we want everybody to stay tuned, because we're going to be back with more. Welcome back. With us now we have Brian Huckleberry, who's with Hunters for Christ, who makes this whole event go. Brian, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And so far it's been a really successful hunt.
Yeah, we've done pretty good this morning.
Yeah.
Harvested several deer.
I know there was a lot of shooting going on this morning, is the rumor. So
yeah, there was pretty good many shots. A lot of deer moving around.
And like I said, you know, Hunters for Christ, you know, you guys are really the engine that makes this event happen. You know, you guys bringing out all these volunteers, and you just do so much. What are the things that, you know, Hunter Christ are doing for the hunters?
Well, you know, we start out by, you know, on Friday when we come in, we get their stands drawn, and we get them out in the woods. You know, set their blinds up, whatever they need to get settled in the woods. You know, and then. Of course, we take care of their meals and just, you know, pretty much anything they need while they're here.
Right.
as far as meals and just manual labor, just whatever they need while they're here to get them in and out of the woods and make it as easy a hunt as possible.
Right. And I tell you what, these hunters, it's a great bunch of guys that come out here every year, and I know they're very appreciative. And you guys really build some strong relationships with the hunters, don't you?
We do. I've told them on several occasions. To me, it's kind of like 2 family reunions a year. You know, we get to come out and you know, like you said, over a 10 or 12 year span, you're going to develop relationships with these guys that, you know, go beyond this hunt. We actually talk to them, you know, throughout the year and have some other events. So it is almost like, you know, an extended family that we have.
Yeah, and Hunters for Christ is it's an organization that it's built up of I know there's some main churches that it take place. Who are some of the people that are volunteering?
Well, it's kind of based predominantly through the Baptist Tabernacle, but again, we have helpers that come from other churches, like, you know, Faith, just different churches throughout the community, and some, you know, even some that doesn't really regularly attend church, and that's kind of what we're about, is just taking the word out to the people that don't, you know, get to have it every week or whatever.
And my thought is there's a lot of people out there that, you know, would really, this is, you know, outdoorsmen that want to give back, and this is an excellent opportunity for these people to do it.
Right. Yeah. It is. That's our goal. You know, is just to kind of take God to, you know, the people that might not get it, you know, any other times.
Absolutely.
You know.
How many volunteers do you have so far this year?
This year, I'm probably between 20 and 30. I hadn't actually counted, you know, everybody that's here, because, like I said, we get guys that just show up, you know. So, but I'm looking probably between 20 and 30 this year. And
it's not just a bunch of hunters that are coming out to help the guys hunt. I mean, you've got men, women, child, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's really not, you know, that's what we're here about, is hunting. But you know, you don't have to be a hunter to come out and just lend a helping hand. You know, there's all kind of things that we can do while we're here. You know, like I said, cooking, serving, you know, whatever it takes. So you don't have to be a hunter to help this group. You know.
And you mentioned earlier that, you know, you've been doing this for years. How long has Hunters for Christ been involved with this event?
This is the 12th year.
12th year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gone great. And have you seen it grow throughout the years?
Yeah. You know, like with anything, you grow, and, you know, you may fall back a little bit, you know, over time, and people change, move on, you know, they may move away or whatever. But yeah, we've had a pretty good growth through the years, and able to maintain everything we need to do what we do.
Right. And is it hard to get people to volunteer, or are they usually beating down your door to do it?
No, it's really not. We have people calling. I have people calling, you know, as the season draws near. They'll be calling, wanting to know, you know, when's the hunt? What's the dates for the hunt? You know, yeah, I'm gonna be there, man. You know, it's just there's a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
It's not really hard to get the help that we need.
Right. And really, anytime you're serving your community like you guys are doing, it almost seems like you're serving, you're giving, but at the same time you're getting a lot out of it.
We do.
You know,
we do.
And what do you really get out of this event?
Oh, it's you know, I take home blessings every time, and we also, I mean, me personally, I get to go home with a newfound, you know, I don't know what word is, just the stuff you take for granted. I mean, you know, everyday things that we do that these guys have to find an alternate way to do, and they still carry a smile on their face. So, you know, just everything that I take for granted every day, You know, when I come out here, it's like, dang, you know, and you know, when we leave, you just have this little extra energy about you that says, well, you know, I can, you know, be a little more positive about things and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are inspirational. You know,
they are.
You know, they have these handicaps, but it doesn't slow them down.
No, it
you know, and that's the great thing about it. You know, every day are coming out here, smiles. You know, they're getting to do what they love, number one.
Right.
So, you know, it's such a joyful event every year. And, you know, we're lucky this year. We've got beautiful weather so far.
Yeah, that's been good.
And it just seems like everything's just going perfect, you know, and that's wonderful. And this is actually the second hunt that you guys have helped out with, because we're in Alabama right now for the Alabama hunt, but you also do a Georgia hunt as well.
That's right.
And did it go well?
Oh, it went great.
Yeah.
They got a chance to take several deer, and you know, like I said, we had a good time, had good weather there, and it was all out good event.
Yeah, and you know, we just want to again say thank you so much for what you do, for what Hunters for Christ does for both hunts every year. And Brian, we thank you so much for being on the show, and we look forward to the rest of the weekend, hoping everything's going as well as it did this morning. Yeah. But then just year after year after year of continued you know, partnership with you guys.
We appreciate the opportunity to come. I mean, like I said, it's an enjoyable event that, you know, I look forward to every year, you know, meeting up with these guys again. So we appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, great. Well, we want everybody to stay tuned, because we're going to be coming back to the Alabama Handicapped Hunt. Welcome back to the Alabama Handicapped Hunt here at West Point Lake. With me now, I've got my fellow park ranger, Mr. Kevin Parsons. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And Kevin, you've got the big job this year of planning the 2013 Alabama Handicapped Hunt.
I do. I took over for Park Ranger Derek Wilkerson a few months ago, and now I have the opportunity to oversee our disabled hunts here at the lake over the next few years. It's a great opportunity for me, and been doing it for about 4 years now, and enjoy every minute of it.
I know, it's such a wonderful event. You know, you got these hunters out here, and you know, they're always, you know, they're hunters. They don't let that disability stop them. They're going to be out here and they're going to be hunting, and we were able to provide them a way to do it.
That's right. These guys, you know, some of them, most of them are in wheelchairs. Some of them do have prosthetics, but that doesn't slow these guys down one bit. And our disabled hunt isn't the only one they attend. Usually they'll go to other lakes or projects, or work with other agencies on their disabled hunt. So these guys stay very active. They don't let their disabilities get them down, that's for sure. And
right now we're here at Amity Campground, which is one of our campgrounds that's shut down right now. But the hunt this morning, man, it's gone great.
It went good. They harvested 7 deer this morning, including 4 bucks, the biggest being a 10-pointer.
And it was a nice 10-pointer.
Very nice 10-pointer. That gentleman didn't have quite the luck on our last hunt, and he's redeemed himself, let's say. But these guys, they're just getting started. They'll all get them a bite to eat and head back out this afternoon, and hopefully they'll take a couple more deer before the day's over.
Sure. And you know, this event, it's such a great event for more than one reason. You know, it's great that we're able to provide the opportunity for these handicapped individuals to hunt, but it's also, we get an advantage as well, correct?
That's right. You know, we get to make a lot of good friends, first of all, and make a lot of contacts, and it's just good to be able to provide something for these gentlemen out here. You know, a lot of these guys are disabled vets, so for them to be able to do this, it's a great opportunity for them, and it's a great opportunity to get to know them and find out their story a little bit. So it's always a fun time. So
yeah, and you know, we get the advantage also of, you know, being able to kind of control the deer population here in Amity Campground, correct?
Right. During the year, we don't allow any other type of hunting. You know, when people are in here camping, you know, you know, there's a lot of deer here. There's no way to really control the deer herd or the deer population, so we're able to get these guys in here, 15 to 20 hunters, and really make sure the deer herd stays in check, make sure it doesn't explode out of control.
Sure.
So,
because there's a lot of disadvantage to that. You know, number one, the deer probably are going to start having problems with disease and predators, that sort of thing, and the vegetation as well.
Right. As the deer population goes up, usually you start having malnourishment within the herd. You start having a greater chance for disease, and they're very hard on vegetation. They love to eat all the shrubs and everything. So for these guys to come in here and help us control it, it helps us out tremendously.
Exactly, exactly. And you know, we work for the Corps of Engineers, so you know, of course, the big thing for us is safety. And I know you've taken several measures to make sure that everyone's able to have a safe hunt.
Right, right. We go out and we pre-mark every hunting spot before, about a week before the hunt. And we strategically placed all the hunting spots where no hunter's shooting at each other, where they're not shooting down roads, make sure they're not shooting down coves. And all these guys, they've been doing this long enough. They practice good, safe habits. Every hunter also wears blaze orange, and that goes for anybody who's in the woods. They wear a minimum of 500 square inches of blaze orange, just to make sure they're highly visible in the woods when they're walking around, and make sure everybody can see them. So.
And that's important, because the last thing we'd want is for someone to get hurt out here. And you know, as you said, Amity Campground's usually not open for hunting, but that's not to say that we don't have plenty of places for hunters to hunt. Right.
West Point Lake, we actually have a total of 10,000 acres to hunt. We have a portion of it in Alabama, majority of it is in the state of Georgia. In order to hunt here, all you need to do is go by our office and purchase a hunting permit. The price of that is $20, and $20 to hunt 10,000 acres. That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal. So, of course, you need to make sure that you have your state hunting license. You know, depending on whether you hunt in Alabama or Georgia, and make sure you follow all the state and federal and local regulations and laws.
And you know, we invite people to hunt out here. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to, you know, to make sure that there are areas for the public to be able to come here and not just use for recreational purposes, but you know, outdoor purposes like hunting and fishing, etc.
Right, right. Yeah, we try and encourage people to come out here and utilize the lake, not just getting on the water, but the land surrounding the lake as well. You know. We've got several different hunting areas. One of the biggest, Potts Road, which is close to 1,400 acres. You know, that's a lot of room for a lot of hunters to go hunt on. So we do have a lot of opportunities for people to get out here and enjoy the outdoors. So
yeah. And as I said, this year, you know, you got the big job of actually planning this event, and I know it took a lot of work and a lot of planning for you to do this. What's some of the key things that you had to do to make this event such a big success? Well,
just to contact the hunters, make sure that they were aware of it, make sure we can accommodate them. You know, each hunter has a different disability, so we have to, you know, take each one case by case, make sure that they're able to access the hunting spots. We always think about wheelchairs rolling down sidewalks. Well, these guys have to roll their wheelchairs in the middle of the woods, and that's not always an easy task. Make sure there's enough volunteers to help us out, and the group that always helps us are the Hunters for Christ. They're a great organization. They provide all the food. They provide chaperones and just help. You know, give us a lot of help. You know, they're a great group of guys. This is their 11th year doing it. And you know, just volunteering their time, because most of these guys are hunters as well, so they're giving up 2 and 3 weekends a year out of their hunting season to make this happen, and we couldn't do it without those guys. So, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, we thank you for all the work that you've done, not just here at the Alabama Handicapped Hunt, but the Georgia Handicapped Hunt as well. And you know, good luck for the rest of the weekend. I hope everything goes well and they continue the good fortune that has happened this morning.
All right, appreciate it, Rocky.
Okay. And we want everybody to stay tuned, because we're going to be back here to the campground shortly. Welcome back to the Alabama Handicapped Hunt. I want to thank you for joining us today, and also want to thank all the guests that took part. And remember, anytime you're out in the woods during hunting season, always wear blazing orange. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.